CJ Stroud, man.
Ooh.
He officially announced he is leaving for the NFL. Where do you think he winds up in the draft? And do you think that the Lions should maybe look at him?
I do think it's smart for him to declare this year. I think next year you have Drake May, Caleb Williams. I think this season for CJ Stroud, I think it'd be detrimental to him if he returns back to Ohio State and let's say you lose to Michigan for a third straight year. That's just a bad look. It really is. That's kind of been the question with CJ Stroud. He can't win big games. He kind of disproved that a little bit when he faced Georgia and had a really good game. Marvin Harrison, if he didn't go down, who knows what could have happened. And on top of that, Ruggins missed that 50-yard field goal that was shanked it completely. So CJ proved a lot of people wrong in that game against Georgia. I think he's still going to be a top 10 pick. If anything, from a Lions fan perspective, I'm happy because it means one more defensive player will be bumped down to the Lions. But at the same time, I've never was a big CJ Stroud guy. I've always said if Bryce Young to me is the only quarterback that I'm in love with. I've watched a lot of Bryce this year and last year. That's the quarterback I would take if you're Houston or even Chicago if they go that far. But let me put it this way, and I want to just phrase it like this because although everyone knows how I feel about the Lions and what they should draft, defense. But
that's right.
I'm going to put this up in the air. If on draft day CJ Stroud is selected by the Lions, I will be skeptical, but I will have full trust in Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell until proven otherwise. I think that's the bigger set. I think for me, if I'm Brad, my focus is fixing this defense. This season could have been a very different season if you had a top 15 defense. We all know that. But there is a clear need, and there's going to be plenty of options for Brad to choose from. But you got to trust in his evaluation to kind of go through these prospects. I know he had a press conference a week ago, and he talked about it, and they asked him a lot of quarterback questions, and he dodged them. He was weaving, dipping, and dodging all these questions. And he answered it basically like, hey, we have player rankings. Wherever these guys fall on there is where they fall. And if he feels like CJ's the highest ranked player on his board and he's available and they take him, I'm going to trust it.